Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel where I teach you simply how to get better at Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is a game I've been playing for quite some time now, and I kind of know the ins and outs a little better than most people, and this is why I made this channel. Simply help those people that are beginning in Pokemon Go, and also people who just got on the Pokemon hype, because in the last few months, years, Pokemon Go's kind of just taken off. There's people I know that I would have never imagined to touch Pokemon Go that are playing it now. And this video specifically is me showing what Pokemon you should power up. This is mainly for like beginners or people who don't really know a whole ton about Pokemon Go and want to dive deeper in. Because the more you put into Pokemon Go, the more you get out of it. And so we're going to start this Pokemon Go video out with bug type Pokemon. Now, a bug type, they're not really the strongest, but the number one to go to is Beedrill. Rewards through a challenge, and that one will give you Weedle to start out with, and you power it up, evolve it, and you get a Beedrill, which can Mega Evolve into a Mega Beedrill. And Mega Beedrill is good because it boosts bug type Pokemon and also poison type Pokemon. But there's some better Pokemon for poison, but this is specifically just for bug. You can also use it for poison. Again, this video isn't really for the best of the best. It's just for what's available to us, people that don't really play as hardcore. And this Pokemon's gonna be really good just for the bugs, because we can get a Mega. And Mega, they aren't insanely incredible because we don't get them for a whole lot of time. It's 8 hours, but they're really good for us when we need to push ourselves to get that raid boss that we really want. And that's what makes Pokemon Go amazing, is raids. We get legendary Pokemon, we get a daily pass, and we get to do it with our friends. And that's why I encourage people powering up Pokemon, is because we get to all come together and do raids, and we get to help each other out. And that's what I love about Pokemon Go, is coming together and playing with your friends. And so after that, we'll do Psychic, Alakazam, Future Mega. That's really all I have to say about Alakazam. Right now, he's not the most overpowered Pokemon. He's alright when it comes to PvP, but he definitely is a really good Pokemon for the future of Megas, because he's a Psychic type Pokemon that'll hold us over until we get Mega Mewtwo, which will eventually come to this game and be insane. Who knows when that will be. So for now, I recommend just doing Alakazam. It's a good Pokemon to power up, just to do in raids. If you need a Psychic type Pokemon, again, it's not the best, but it definitely will help you get those Megas that you want to get, or those raid legendaries you want to go after. And so next is Lopunny. Lopunny is kind of a weird Pokemon, because before Megas, it didn't really have a relevant place in Pokemon Go, but it does boost normals and fighting type, which are really powerful Pokemon when you get into some of the raid bosses that require fighting type Pokemon to take it down a little easier. And Lopunny is just a really good Mega to evolve for normal types when you're going against them, or Steel, and just the other types that are affected by fighting. And so that's why I recommend you power up Lopunny. And then for water type, I'm gonna say Blastoise, because Blastoise is amazing, because he is a water type Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and he's lucky too. And the one thing I encourage is make sure all your Pokemon that you Mega Evolve or power up are lucky, because less Stardust. Next is Grass, is Venusaur, and Venusaur's really good too. Beginning of the year, there's Kyogre and Groudon in the game, and Venusaur was really handy for both. And I just recommend leveling him up, powering up, because he's found in the wild. That's a lot of these Pokemon you're going to find on this list are pretty common in the wild, and if you don't have any, just trade. Seriously. Next is Rhyperior. He's really good for Rock type. Best Rock type. One of the best type Rock moves is Rock Wrecker on this Pokemon. I did the community day. I was lucky enough to get a good shiny, and I powered it up, and I use it a lot because you have the legendary birds, and they're weak to rock type. And so next off, electric. Ampharos, again, a mega. This Pokemon is insane when it comes to getting mega because it also boosts dragon type as well. Gengar, probably my most favorite Pokemon, one of my most favorite Pokemon on the list, because its mega is insane, just lots of power. One of the best total damage output times damage per second in the game. It's just a really good Pokemon to go into, ghost type, and it boosts poison. It's better than that Mega Beedrill I was talking about earlier. But this one also gets you access to ghost type and boosting them as well. And then we got everyone's favorite, Charizard. My lucky Charizard. This is amazing. It can go into 2 different megas. You have the fire and then you have the dragon one. And the fire one goes up to like 4,000 plus CP, which is a lot. Even before we had level 50, where it was more common to have Pokemon over 4,000, that was insane. Even with level 50 out, we have this Pokemon can go to level 4,000. It's still impressive, because for people that aren't level 40 to get access to the XL candy, insanely beneficial, especially for those tougher raid bosses. Next is Machamp. I know I said budget, and Shadow's a little more expensive Stardust-wise to power up, but I definitely recommend a Machamp. And if you can use Shadow, definitely. Amazing. This is an amazing Pokemon to level up. There's times in PvP, times in raids, where it sits at my priority list of what I want to put in. Next up is Fairy. Fairy's kind of an interesting type because it didn't get added to the Pokemon mainline series until 6. And so there hasn't been a whole ton of insane fairies, and especially in this game. Eventually, I would recommend Gardevoir, but Gardevoir isn't as common as Eevee. Plus, also, we don't know when the Mega's coming out, so this is a good placeholder. It's not the best, but it's a really good placeholder, and it's budget. That's what I love about this list. It's just a budget-friendly one. Next is Glaceon. This one gets paired up with Mamoswine, because these ones are both, I'd say, pretty common in the wild. Eevee's always going to be super common. Community Day with focus on Eevee, and also just Swinub. It's been Spotlight Hour a couple times, so it's pretty easy to come by. Just like, again, any of these that you don't have, just trade for. Honestly, people are willing to trade, and it'd be for the craziest things, or whether you'd like to help out. I have friends that are joining Pokemon Go within the last few months, and I like to just hand out all my legendaries I don't need. Same with just random Pokemon. It always surprises me what people want compared to what I have. Usually I have it. Every now and then it's some random Pokemon I've transferred away that's not relevant. But just hang on to those cool Pokemon and people will trade you. It'd shock you. Next is Steel type. I would put Steel Psychic, but there's honestly a better use for this one for Steel. Steel is insane, has a lot of resistances, and Metagross, they're actually pretty common because you can catch Beldum in the wild during most events. In fact, GoFest, they were just spawning like crazy, and I knew that was a good time to go after a shiny and get some candies for it, because it is a rare spawn, but it comes back in events. And that's one nice thing I love about Pokemon Go, is patience. If you're just patient enough, they'll eventually have that Pokemon spawning in the wild or raids, and it's a great one to go after just because of the sheer power it has, and eventually we'll get the Mega. Next one and the one after are kind of the same. Honestly, it's just whatever you have access to. Dragon type are really powerful. I always recommend powering up dragons, because a lot of the raid legendaries are going to be dragon, and that dragon on dragon is amazing for a type effect. Sure, your whole team's going to be really glassy, but you get a lot of damage output, and that's really awesome to have, especially with the raid stadiums where you get awarded for doing a lot of damage if you deal the most. And then after these two, this is Dark and Rock, and I know I have a better charge attack Rock type Pokemon on this list, But Tyranitar is just going to be amazing when it goes into Mega. I recommend powering up 2 because you have the Dark type and you have the Rock type. Just hold on to them, and there's a Community Day move. And that's one thing with a lot of these Pokemon is they're going to have Community Day moves to make them where they're at on this list. And then next is the undisputable champ of Dragon Ground type. This is Garchomp. Garchomp's insane. There's a Community Day. Shinies are more abundant than they've ever been in this game. If you didn't get a chance to get one, I am sure more people held on to their shiny Gibbles just because of the rarity and the demand for them. I held on to at least 20, 30. I know I've deleted a few just to keep down my bag storage, but it's a good Pokemon. Even without its Mega, it's insane. And I know the shiny's not the most attractive, but when it goes to the Mega, that purplish pink, that is a beautiful color. And all these Pokemon on the list, you could argue they're not the best. Even facts will say they're not the best. But I know some of us aren't going to have those legendaries that everyone's after to go and power up. But this is what we, in Pokemon Go, it's just like I said earlier, it's just a game of patience. And also, I don't recommend going out and powering up all these Pokemon right away. That's just ridiculous. How I power up my Pokemon is if I know it has a high CP, I'll go for it. And also if I know that it will be effective for like a raid legendary coming up and I really need some good raid counters, I'll power it up. But just be wise with spending your Stardust. Stardust is sometimes pretty annoying to go after and pretty hard. In fact, I just hit 1 million for once, and I've never been able to do that. But once you start powering up Pokemon, you can kind of store it more and then just have that lower bank that you never touch, a lower benchmark. Let's say it's 1 million and you never go under that unless you have a dire situation where it's like, okay, I don't really have any friends to raid with this event, but I really need to power up this Pokemon. And it all just comes down to just be wise with your Stardust. I'm not telling you to go out and max out every single one of these Pokemon, but I'm also not telling you to not to. This is your way to play Pokemon Go, and that's what's cool about Pokemon Go. But I will warn you, it is not fun to have 25,000 Stardust at one point, especially when you're raiding. Let's say you get that hundo you're going after. You don't want to have to say, man, I have to wait like days or weeks to be able to max that out because I only have 10,000 Stardust. And trust me, we've all been there back in Pokemon Go when we didn't really know how to play most efficiently. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm hoping to make more videos like this, and also just drop it in the comments what's your favorite Pokemon to level up, and also what other tips you'd like to have me go over. And I just want to say thanks for everyone coming out.